You know, if you suffer from accidental prospecting syndrome, you'll never be an icon. Here are 3 ways to prospect on purpose. Even successful advisors, some of the very best, will all on occasion suffer from accidental prospecting syndrome. In fact, I think that the longer you're in business, the more likely you are to suffer or to be a victim of APS. So what is APS, accidental prospecting syndrome? It's the natural tendency for advisors, or really salespeople of any kind, to make prospecting just incidental to their day-to-day activity in their business. They no longer make prospecting a day-to-day priority in what they do. It's not a priority anymore. Now, the problem with this is quite obvious, really. It means if you stop getting better, well, you stop being good. You know, the only way to coast, they tell me, is downhill. And then the sad reality about prospecting in most aspects of many professional skills is this: the less of it you do, the harder it is to do, and harder it is to start too. Now, accidental prospectors don't actively prospect. You see, prospecting passively happens to them instead. They're not active prospectors. It just happens passively. You know, they respond to maybe a service requirement that somebody phoned in, and that person asks for some business. Or maybe just makes an offhanded referral, and you just sort of gather that in. These people might send out holiday cards or birthday cards of some kind, and then a prospect reacts, calls in, and, they just gather in that prospect in some fashion. Or maybe they meet somebody on the street, someone they know, and that person asks them what they do, and, hey, you could help me, and there you go, passive prospecting. Maybe someone just calls in with a lead in some fashion. It's amazing, but that stuff can happen. The trouble with it is this: APS victims grow a little every year, but never enough to really achieve their very best. And surely to goodness, never enough to become an icon in their business. Now, if you want to be an icon, then you have to prospect on purpose. It has to be something that's part of your day-to-day activity. Here are 3 simple ways I think you can start to prospect on purpose. Number 1, start by setting up service calls on a regular basis, once a week, and check up on how well you're doing with their business. Find out, and if you get a decent reaction, it's a perfect time to ask for a referral. It might also be a perfect time to see whether they need more work done in their case. Number 2, what about dedicating just 1 day a week to see the people? Like Ben Feldman said, see the people. The 3 words of success, he said, see the people. I think Bruce Etherington says about the same. I say that's getting in the way of business. Getting in the way of business. That means volunteering in something that matters to you in your community. That means community service work, joining a service club, the Rotary, Kiwanis, Optimist, Lions. There's so many different groups you could join, your church groups. Get in the way of business. Let people see you as a credible professional in your community. Educate your prospects as the 3rd way. Take a day each week to work on LinkedIn and Facebook particular so you can educate your prospects to attract their calls. There was a time when goofing around on your computer was really just goofing around on your computer. But today, with do not call lists and do not spam lists and all these things, and here all these potential prospects waiting for you on LinkedIn and Facebook, you need to find a way to work very hard to attract business that way. Maybe do your own Facebook Live educational program to attract calls to your business like these do for my business. Al Granum, the great late icon in this business, Al Granum said many years ago that 60% of your time needs to be prospecting and promotion if you want to continually build your business. And that is as true today as it was when he first said it. Absolutely true. And that means active prospecting. You see, never leave prospecting to chance. Don't leave it to chance. Prospect on purpose. And you will be your best, and you could be an icon. Hey, check me out at jimruta.com and get more video like this at rutasrules.com. It's always a pleasure chatting with you. I'll see you again next week.